let's talk a little bit about technical quals. So whatever they call them, they're all technical quals. There is no structure or requirement from OPM around what a technical qualification should look like, okay? There's no time limit, there's no margin size, there's no font size requirement. That being said, some agencies will put instructions in the announcement on how long the TQs need to be and how big the margins need to be. Now, let me say something about the USDA system. I had a USDA client, not from APHIS, and the announcement said technical quals were not to exceed 2 pages. And we did 2 pages worth of technical quals. And then this client went to copy and paste those technical quals into the USDA system. And they were too long. And the client, understandably and appropriately, freaked out. I immediately went back to the job posting where it clearly said not to exceed 2 pages. I said, you know, I'll cut these down for you, no problem, because if I blew it, I blew it. But call the HR person listed on the bottom of the job posting, which this individual did. And the HR person said, oh, we don't care. If you want to upload 2 pages, we'll take 2 pages. But we only put 4,000 characters in the builder in our section. Don't worry about that. It doesn't mean anything. Eek! So sometimes systems, they are inconsistent with what's on the job announcement. So please, if you have any questions, if something doesn't make sense, pick up the telephone and call the person listed on the announcement. You want to make sure you follow the rules, right? And that was a scary thing. I mean, we were twice as long as the system would take, but the agency was accepting an upload. Nuts. So your ECQs are not job specific. Once you have a strong set of ECQs, you do not and should not change them for individual jobs. Your resume will need to be tweaked for individual jobs, no question about that. But your ECQs are fungible across all job postings because they are about your leadership. What is agency specific and what is a one-off are TQs. Because if you do not have specific examples of when you have demonstrated the TQs, you shouldn't apply. And TQs vary from posting to posting to posting. When someone calls me and says they want to apply for an SES job, my first question is, did you look at the technical quals? If you don't have or cannot give specific examples of how you demonstrate the technical quals, you're not qualified for the job. You should let it go. And then I have people kind of push back at me and say things like, well, I've got 3 out of the 4 TQs. To which my response is, if you've got 3 out of 4 of the TQs, the highest you're going to score is a 75. And that is not going to make you best qualified. So originally, when the SES was created, agencies were not supposed to have more than 2 TQs. Because again, these leadership jobs were supposed to be fungible. But it has become very clear over time that when you see 3, 4, 5, the most number of TQs I've seen with a job is 8. They are not looking for leadership skills. They're looking to promote their in-house person, and this is the only way they can think of to do it. So I do think you should look at the TQs and make sure that you can address them. I do encourage people, although it is not required, to use CCAR to address the TQs, and I encourage you to have 2 examples of when you have demonstrated the technical qualifications. And as I said, there's no rule about how fresh the example needs to be. I encourage you to say, well, I did it in this job, I did it in that job, I did it in the other job. That to me is just a laundry list, but giving a specific example of when you use that skill or knowledge or experience, that really proves you've got those chops.